Vorik, 9 blinked. Again, not because he doubted his sensors. No, those things never lied, but because what he was seeing made his antennas twitch in ways he wasn't sure were physically possible. The humans had left. Gone. Just like that. Not a warning, not a hint, nothing but silence where their bombardment had been yesterday. Oh, brilliant, Vorik muttered, his voice vibrating through the cold metallic halls of the Council's flagship. They finally decided to exit stage left. And here I thought they liked making friends. Torva Krish, the tallest among the assembly delegates, leaned forward, her dark eyes glinting in the dim hollow light. You underestimate them, she hissed, each word sharp as a scalpel. Or perhaps you overestimate your own species. Which, I admit, is a common mistake. Vorik twitched a metallic jaw, trying not to grin. Overestimate ourselves? Never. It's more fun when the humans do it for us. The council chamber smelled of burnt circuitry and old fear. Muddy prints dotted the polished floor, human footprints, left in a casual defiance that no security protocol could have predicted. Vorik's sensors picked up something new, subtle vibrations in the ground. Not aggression, not retreat, something else. Commander, a small, wiry delegate piped up. Vrex Malon, whose legs seemed far too thin to support his ego. We have not received their communication. No demands, no explanations. They simply walked away. This is illogical. Dangerous. Vorik's ocular sensors flickered. Illogical, he said, slowly pacing. Oh, Vrex, that is exactly why this is interesting. Humans are never logical. They're unpredictable, annoying, and yet charming in their chaos. Torva Krish snorted. Charming? You sound like one of them has infiltrated your mind. Or perhaps your circuits are melting. The humans had left behind their toys. Not weapons. Oh no. Far too considerate for that. But signals, marks, artifacts, devices whose purposes were unclear and whose presence screamed. Asterisk, we were here. You were warned. Asterisk. See that, Malon? Vorik pointed with one spindly limb. A discarded small pod hummed faintly. They're laughing at us. Subtle? Perhaps. Deadly? Possibly. Fun? Absolutely. Rex Mullen's antenna twitched, a tell of panic or perhaps indigestion. This is unacceptable. The Council expects compliance. Order. Control. We cannot allow humans to simply disappear from our operational radius. And yet, Vorik muttered, leaning closer to the pod, that is exactly what they did. Without consulting the Council. Without leaving an agenda. Just walked away. Oh, I wish I had a drink. Or at least a charging station that wasn't haunted by fear. Torva Krish raised an eyebrow, tilting her head in the universal sign of skepticism. You joke, Commander, but their absence has consequences. Supplies were diverted. Planets were evacuated. Councils debated. All for nothing. For nothing, Vorik 9. Vorik's sensors detected the faintest vibration. A whisper of movement on the outer hull. He twitched, a low hum escaping his thorax. Consequences? Oh, I think the consequences are just beginning. Humans have a very particular way of making statements. Subtle, lethal, often embarrassing for their enemies. A comm panel beeped, startling Vrex Malon into what could only be described as a spasm. Incoming transmission. Unknown origin. Vorik leaned forward, curious. The screen flickered. Static. A distorted, almost mocking laughter echoed through the chamber. Not loud, but insistent. Vrex jumped. Torva tilted her head. Vorik just smiled, or would have, if his mouth were capable of human expression. Ah, he whispered, savoring the sound. The humans are speaking. In their own style. Delightful. Threatening. Sarcastic. Possibly planning something catastrophic, just for fun. Typical humans. Predictable, yet impossible to predict. The chamber fell silent. Every delegate, even the notoriously unflappable Torva, sensed it, a presence, a suggestion, a shadow that moved in the spaces the sensors couldn't measure. Humans didn't need ships in the sky to terrify. They didn't need armies. All they needed was to exist, to be unexplainable. Vorik's claws tapped against the floor. You see, he said softly, almost to himself, they've walked away. Yes, but this is not surrender. Oh no, this is the beginning. And trust me, the council will feel it. Rex Malon twitched again. Commander, I do not understand. You enjoy this. Vorik tilted his head, sending a soft metallic chime echoing through the hall. Enjoy it? My dear Malon, this is theater. Pure theater. Humans are artists of inconvenience. And we are the audience waiting to be horrified. Outside the chamber, the stars blinked cold and indifferent. But Vorik knew, and all those who dared listen closely knew, that the calm was only temporary. Every step humans took, every absence was deliberate. And now, with the council distracted by their own panic, Vorik, 9 had a plan. Let them walk, he murmured. Let them vanish. Let the council squirm. Because when they return, and they always return, the price will be unforgettable. Torva Krish's eyes narrowed. You speak in riddles, Commander. We have no clue what you mean. And frankly, I hope it stays that way. Vorik's antenna quivered, a soft vibration of amusement. Oh, I promise it will. Riddles are fun, especially when the solution is horrifying. The chamber lights dimmed. Shadows stretched across the floor. The council members whispered among themselves, unsure, uneasy. Vorik, 9 leaned back, sensors scanning, waiting, savoring the silence after the storm that wasn't yet visible. Outside the hull, in the void between stars, faint silhouettes glimmered. Not ships, not armies. Eyes. Eyes that didn't blink. Humans had left? Yes, but like predators leaving a mark before the hunt. And Vorik, 9 knew it. The council would pay. Soon. Very soon. And as the darkness of space swallowed the horizon, one thought reverberated in every metallic chamber, in every nervous antenna, in every shaking limb. Humans don't just walk away. They wait, they watch, and they strike in ways that no one, not even the council, could predict. Vorik 9's circuits hummed, a low, slow, gleeful vibration. Let the game begin. The void outside the flagship remained quiet. Too quiet. Vorik 9's sensors prickled with every faint vibration, every ghost of movement across the stars. The humans were gone, supposedly, but absence, as Vorik well knew, was the deadliest weapon of all. Commander, Rex Malon muttered, his voice squeaking with barely contained panic. The council is demanding action. Our fleets are in disarray. Supplies are depleted. Panic spreads across the sectors. We cannot just sit here. Vorik tilted his head, a soft metallic chime of amusement escaping. Malon, that's precisely the point. Sit. Watch. Panic is delicious when it feeds on hubris. Torva Krish's black eyes narrowed. Delicious? Commander, do you not see the risk? Entire planets are destabilizing. And yet, here you stand, savoring human theatrics. They left a mark, Krish, Vorik replied, tapping one claw on the floor, the vibrations echoing through the chamber. A message, not in words, not in fire, but in the discomfort they leave behind. Watch the council squirm. That's the human art of war. Subtle, annoying, and, frankly, brilliant. Rex paced, thin limbs shaking. But what do they want? If they've walked away, then why? Because, my dear Malon, Vorik interrupted, his voice low, almost a hum, humans never truly leave. They wait, like a shadow behind your eyelid, like a whisper under your floorboards. Like, oh, I don't know, the slow realization that you've made a very bad decision. The chamber lights flickered, not because of malfunction, Vorik noted, but because the humans had begun their next move. Signals, tiny and almost imperceptible, pinged across the fleet. Devices that had been left behind were now alive, whispering, humming, transmitting secrets Vorik 9 could barely decode. Commander, our sensors are detecting changes, Torva said, a note of fear threading her words. The pods, they're activating. But why? Vorik grinned internally, sensors vibrating with anticipation. Because, Krish, humans are cruelly patient. They left these toys for the council to play with. Each one a puzzle, a trap, a statement of superiority. And the best part? We will never see it coming. Outside, the stars shimmered as if in mockery. Then, suddenly light. Not the soft glow of distant suns, but precise, calculated, sharp. Vessels, human in design, but unlike anything the Council had catalogued, flickered into existence at impossible angles, defying orbital physics. Vorik's sensors pinged in overload. "They're back," he whispered. "Not to negotiate. Not to talk. To remind us why humans are humans." The Council scrambled. Orders barked, limbs flailed, sensors recalibrated. Vorik, 9 leaned back, claws folded, antennas vibrating softly in amusement. Every panic, every miscalculation, every rushed fleet movement played exactly as the humans intended. Then came the first strike. Not missiles, not lasers, not even bombs, at least not yet. A soft, almost gentle disruption. Communications faltered. Fleets lost coordination. Ships spun out of alignment. Vorik's ocular sensors widened. The humans didn't attack directly. They manipulated, they destabilized, they turned the Council's own resources into instruments of confusion. Rex Malon stammered. "Commander, this is impossible. They're using our systems against us." "Exactly," Vorik said, the word vibrating with delight. "I told you, humans are artists. They paint with fear, carve with patience, sculpt with chaos. Subtlety is their weapon, and we're the clay." Torva Krish's voice was tight with controlled fury. "Commander, how do we respond? How do we—" Vorik raised a single limb, pointing toward the viewports. "We watch. We learn. Because the humans will not just leave another puzzle. They will redefine the game. And by the time the Council realizes it, it will be unforgettable." Outside, human vessels blinked in and out of existence like phantoms. Vorik's sensors detected fragments of communication. Laughter, cryptic words, signals that teased, mocked, and threatened all at once. The Council could only react, stumble, and misinterpret. The humans had chosen the ultimate battlefield. Patience. Hours passed. Days, perhaps. Vorik, 9 didn't need to measure time. The unfolding chaos was symphony enough. Each misstep by a Council fleet, each miscalculation, each panicked order, all orchestrated invisibly by humans who weren't there, yet were everywhere. And then, a single message, simple, unadorned, broadcast across all Council channels. "Your councils are cute. Your fleets are entertaining. We'll see you soon." No signature, no demands, just those words looping, echoing, searing into every sensor, every mind. Vorik 9's claws twitched. The Council erupted. Torva Krish slammed her claws on the table. "They dared. They did," Vorik said softly, antennas quivering in delight. "And that, my dear delegates, is why humans do not need armies to conquer. They need patience. They need audacity. And they need the Council to think they're in control until it's too late." Rex Malon sagged, overwhelmed. "Commander, what now?" Vorik's sensors pulsed, scanning the silent stars beyond. "Now," he said, slowly, deliberately, "we wait. And we pray. Because when the humans decide to return for real, the Council will understand, in ways they won't survive to forget, why you never, ever underestimate the species that simply walked away." The lights dimmed further. Shadows clung to every corner. Vorik, 9 reclined, letting the chaos and fear wash over the Council chamber. Every plan, every fleet maneuver, every strategy now lay in disarray. And somewhere, far across the void, humans waited. Silent, patient, terrifyingly normal. The game had begun. And this time, Vorik, 9 knew, the Council would pay, and pay dearly.